Hi, I'm Stephanie Laska. I lost 140 pounds and created Dirty Lazy Keto. Thanks for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and enjoy the show. Well, we want to know today how to get back on track with our dieting after a cheat day or a holiday or whatever you want to call yesterday, right? You're struggling to get back on track, and that's why we're all here today gathered around trying to get support and get some ideas from one another on how we can get back on track, because that's what it's really all about, right? So if you are struggling with this topic, I hope that you'll share maybe some more specifics and give the video a thumbs up. That way it stays alive in the feed. And I just want to reassure you that I've been through all of these things. These aren't, willy-nilly. I'm not talking out of I'm actually a person who struggled just like you and continues to struggle sometimes in some of these areas. And others, I feel like I'm getting a hold on it, finally. Okay, so I did lose 140 pounds. I know I love showing these. So embarrassing. And there's my son. He's a teenager now, but there he is when he was a wee tot. And we were wearing the same sweater. And I totally remember being excited that mine was a size 4X. And his was like a 12-month zip-up hoodie. But I was so excited that they kind of matched. I totally remember that feeling. And lifting him up in the air. And he weighed, 12 pounds or something crazy. And then here I was wearing almost, 150 pounds extra on my body. So almost 300 pounds here, but what a difference. So these are struggles that I've been through, and I know that you can relate to because the struggles are the same. So I know it can be, from the holidays where things get out of hand, or it can be just a single cheat meal maybe, or maybe you went on like a long vacation. But there's a variety of things that can really get us off track. And so I want to help you get back on track today with your dieting, with your ways of eating after a so-called cheat day or crazy day. So I'm going to share 5 tips, just 5. You can do 5. And I'm going to try to keep it to 15 minutes with a fun prize. Ooh. I'll be sharing a fun prize with someone from the comments at the end. So I thought that would be kind of silly and fun. Got to mix it up, right? But the first things first, okay, guys, after a big holiday, a cheat day, a vacation from eating, a lot of us are ready to throw in the towel. Is that you? It's okay. Raise your hand if that maybe sounds like you. People are like, oh, Lord, child, help, throw in the towel. It's very easy to kind of go down that path, right? You think, oh, I had one piece of pie. I had this one experience, and then I better just give up. Has that ever happened to you? Because I know it's happened to me. I get mad at myself and I'm like, I'll just throw in the towel, start Monday, start next week, start in January. Right? We've all done that. So, but it's tempting, and you have to kind of nip that in the bud and recognize when that's happening. So when you hear that self-sabotage language coming up, you got to stop it, because that's all it is self-sabotage. And remember, I like to do goofy props. It's okay. But I like to think of it this way. When it comes to healthy eating, are you laughing? But when it comes to healthy eating, it's not like there's a 3-strike policy. You're not a bat. You don't get 3 chances to lose weight and then you're fired and, struck out in the dugout. That's not how it works. You get unlimited chances to improve yourself and to eat better. Sometimes it takes many chances for all of us to get it. And I'm hoping that maybe by supporting you and giving you perspective from the other side, that maybe something will click for you and then you'll go, bam, that's it. Now I can do it. I get it now. Sometimes there's just one thing that somebody else says to you and you're like, totally. Then it just makes sense, right? The trick is at this point to control the damage. This is my damage. Caution, caution, caution. Control the damage. Stop now. Don't be waiting until Monday. Don't be trying to wait till next week. Next month, post this, post that. And some people will even say oh, I've gone this far. I might as well just go all in. I had a piece of pie. I had some mashed potatoes. I might as well eat, 50,000 more grams of carbs. No. Stop that line of thinking, okay? Pull back on the damage. That is not going to help you at all. I promise you. So that is tip number 1, is to avoid that kind of all or nothing thinking. Don't throw in the towel. Try to control the damage and stop now. What do you guys think of that so far? That's your first tip. Does that resonate with you? Put something in the comments if you think it does, because I'm curious what your thoughts are. Does that work for you? Here's tip number 2. Don't overreact. Woo, this is what happens to a lot of people. They get on the scale after one of these moments, like a holiday or a cheat meal or a vacation. They're like, how do I get back on track? What do I do? Oh my gosh. And then they totally freak out and overreact. They enter the danger zone. I know people laugh. They're like, I can't take you seriously, Stephanie. Well, that's okay. We're trying to talk about weight, which is embarrassing and awkward. So if I can make it a little bit more fun and entertaining and get you to be more interested, then that's what I'm going to do. That's how I was when I taught 2nd grade and kindergarten and even high school. We're all entertained easily with prizes and props, right? It's okay to be fun. We can be silly too. But seriously, don't overreact. Don't put yourself in that danger zone where you start to make really crazy decisions that don't make any sense. You're telling yourself, okay, I ate a bunch of those mashed potatoes. Today, I'm going to eat only eggs. Think about that. That makes no sense at all. First of all, eating eggs on an egg fast diet or any kind of restriction on eating, 0 carbs or super duper low carbs, that is a terrible idea. First of all, you're going to have some really stinky gas. No one is going to like to be around you. You're going to put yourself in all sorts of situations, if you know what I'm talking about. And that's not pretty. There's an easier way to do this. So instead of trying to do any kind of shortcut, taking some kind of magic powder, pills, exogenous ketones, no, throw them all away like this. Get rid of them. Okay, these shortcuts are ineffective. They're expensive. They're a total waste of money, and they're a waste of your time. Because what happens after you starve yourself by eating disgusting eggs or trying to go on some kind of miracle diet? What happens? Tell me in the comments to you. In my experience, when I tried to, get all crazy at myself and think, oh, I'll just stop eating for 18 hours and I'll do these extended fasts. If I try to do that type of behavior, for me, it ends up feeling punitive. I end up feeling angry and resentful and, then I rebel. Does anyone else do that? It's okay if you do. These kinds of strategies can be an overreaction. Now, I'm not saying that all fasting or intermittent fasting is bad. That's not what I said at all. So please don't write me an email. What I'm saying is if you're trying to do it in a punitive way to punish yourself, to try to right the wrongs of what you did, last Tuesday or last night, that doesn't feel so good to me. That feels like you're getting on that weight loss crazy merry-go-round where you're going to have trouble getting off. And we don't want that. Okay? So that is step number 2. My advice for you guys is to don't overreact. Get yourself out of the danger zone. Avoid any kind of knee-jerk reaction like a super low-carb diet, egg fast, exogenous ketones, long fasts, all those kinds of extreme measures that are just going to make you feel maybe like you're back at the start line again, and then maybe angry. There's a better way to get yourself back on track with your dieting after a cheat day that doesn't involve, making yourself feel so angry and rebellious and left out. So let me know what you guys think about that. I know that's a little bit like pushing your buttons, but I'm curious what you know in the comments or what your thoughts are about that. Tip number 3. Now this one's a good one. I like this one. You need to stop beating yourself up, because a lot of us after a binge or a holiday or a cheat day or any of those kind of crazy swinging back and forth, by the time you wake up and realize what's going on, a lot of us start beating ourselves up. Does anyone else do that? You get all mad. I don't know. You think, why did I do that? Did I really need to eat that? Did I need to do that, drink that, eat that? Oh, I'm so mad. And then you go down this path about negative self-talk and it just can spiral out of control. Wouldn't you agree? So stop beating yourself up. Take off the gloves. Okay? Forgive yourself. Be kind. Say nice words to yourself it's okay. Today's a fresh day. I'm ready to start. No big deal. I'm back on track. I can do this. I'm powerful and strong and capable and healthy, and I know what to do next. I have the tools. Say those things to yourself and look forward. not behind. Don't be looking behind you. You want to look forward. I talk about this a lot in Dirty Lazy Keto Get Started. If you have that with you. I didn't mark the page. Sorry, I'm licking my finger here. I'm just trying to show you the cover. I talk about this a lot where I call it the but I used to syndrome. So if you've read this book, you might be familiar with that section or that chapter where I'm like, but I used to do this, but I used to do that. And people get really caught up in that whole but I used to mentality. And then they don't move forward. It's constantly like, well, but I used to do this, but I used to do that. Okay, cut. No one cares. Zip it. Move on. Go forward. Focus on the future and positive self-talk and what you're going to do differently right now and tomorrow. I promise you it's much more effective. Now, at the same time, while you're looking forward, forgiving yourself, all that positive self-talk, it's okay to learn from that experience. Now, they have to go hand in hand. Otherwise, what happens? Anyone? You end up repeating the same error, right? And everyone's done that. If we don't kind of like take some notes and learn from what we did, mentally, it doesn't have to be like with the pencil, but taking note, taking stock and where you went wrong or maybe what you do differently next time, it can be very helpful. Don't dwell on it, but do make note. That way, when the next vacation comes around, the next holiday, the next piece of pie or serving a mashed potato, you'll remember because you wrote it down or mentally wrote it down and said, yeah, I'm good. That made me feel awful last time, and I don't want to start that crazy train nonsense again. You with me? Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. Okay? We got 2 more. Can we do it? This one's kind of fun. This is the theme of what we're talking about today. My 4th tip for you for how to get back on track with dieting after a cheat day, holiday, any of that nonsense, is just to dust yourself up and get back on that horse. Giddy up. Now, I know you're laughing at me now. Come on. If you weren't laughing at me with my batter hat, my teeny tiny bat, you got to laugh now. I got my cowboy hat on. I'm getting myself back on that horse. I'm dusting myself off. And I'm moving forward. Seriously, you got to do this. That's tip number 4. Get back on that horse and just get back to the basics. Now, what are the basics? Tell me in the comments. What are the basics of the Dirty Lazy Keto diet? Tell me. Come on, don't be shy. Remember, I'm picking prizes out later from comments. The basics are, in case you forgot, I'll show you a little show and tell. First of all, you are going to need, what's first? Got to do them in order, right? First of all, the basics, we're going to do some healthy fats. That's the fat forward part of the keto diet, right? Majority, or we're fat forward. We're not afraid of fat. We use fat to make our healthy food taste better. But fat, that's one of the basics of Dirty Lazy Keto. And what's next? Anyone? Right behind fat is a moderate amount of protein. So here's a piece of fish. It doesn't have to be meat. It can be seafood, fish, pork, any kind of tofu. However you decide to get your protein, you want to make sure to have a moderate amount of protein at every meal. Boom. Check. That's it. Back to the basics. You guys, the keto diet is not magic, okay? I have a whole video where that's my theme, where I say keto is not magic, focus on the basics, and it goes into this more in detail, but I'll link that up after this. That way, if you want to review the basics, that'll be there for you. But the third basic, we're just doing a quick highlight here about getting back on the horse, is your slow carb vegetables. These are your low carb foods. Now, yes, it also includes some of the other low carb deliciousness like keto ice cream, but I'm going to focus on the basics like the low carb vegetables, like spinach, like other low carb vegetables like celery, right? You know I'm telling you the truth. Getting in all those low carb veggies that are high in fiber. These are low carb foods that will fill you up and keep you going a lot better than like, a protein bar. Here I am eating my cucumbers. This is a good example of filling yourself up with the basics, the meat, the fat, the vegetables. That's the name of the game. But remember, it's not magic. There's nothing really extraordinary happening here. There's no like metabolic miracle underneath, underneath your clothes going on behind the scenes. This is how it works. It's just simple facts and nutrition. You don't have to be all crazy with the extended fast or the powders, the solutions, none of that. Just normal food, regular food. Who knew? And let's not forget about another basic. You got to drink your water, right? Did anyone put that? I'm going to look. By drinking our water, you are much more likely to flush everything out. So especially if you're coming back from like some kind of cheat day gone wrong, drinking your water is really going to help flush everything through and also help you stay fuller for longer. Now, we don't just talk about nutrition, right? When it comes to Dirty Lazy Keto, that is a large part of it. But at the same time, I know you're going to kill me for pulling these out. But a good part of number 3, which is back to the basics and the water, is also getting your body to move. No one says you have to go run in a marathon. You don't have to do anything psycho or crazy or extended or beyond your current physical condition. But I do recommend you move. You got to move. Do something. You can do something. No matter where you are at in life, no matter what your ailments, you can do something. So do more of that. It's as simple as that. Whether it's walking around the block or dancing, sitting in your chair, moving your legs, doing your chair dance, you got to figure out something to do to move your body. And make it fun. If you make it fun, you're much more likely to stick with it. Now, I'm going to also sneak this on to number 4, which is about the basics, right? Getting back on the horse, getting back on the wagon. And I'm going to recommend that you cut out, I know, did she say cut out? Cut out on the crap for a while. I did say crap. Get mad. But get rid of these keto snacks for a while, especially if you're coming off of this bender of cheatness, carboliciousness. We got to get rid of some of this stuff, right? Yes, you can have your keto bread. No one's arguing with you otherwise. However, if you are eating a bunch of this, sugar-free candy and breads and, wispy snacks and keto cereal and granola, let's face it, you're going to have a much harder time getting back on track. So get back to those real, tried and true whole foods that are just basics, normal food, whole food, the stuff that you buy in the perimeter of the grocery store. Those are the kinds of foods and snacks that are going to help you, boom, get yourself going in the right direction. So can I take off the hat now? That was number 4. Or should I leave it on? It was kind of fun. That was my moment. So number 5, you ready for number 5? And then we're going to do our prize. So number 5 is to repeat. Easy enough, right? Just round and round, over and over again, again and again. I'm singing and I'm a terrible singer. But seriously, when you go around and around and you repeat the cycle of what we just talked about, steps 1 through 4, bam, that's how you get back on track, back on your diet, back on eating healthy and losing weight and keeping it off for good. That's really all it takes. You're all, what? You're all, what? Is that it? Yes, that's it. I swear to you. It's as simple as that. I think when you get distracted by all this, hocus pocus out there, that's where people go wrong. So focus on making those good decisions again and again, over and over again. Tiny little decisions like going for a walk, drinking your water, eating your vegetables, having some protein at every meal. This is what is going to get you the farthest, and it'll get you, boom, back on track. So did you participate? Did you leave some comments? Because I'm about to pick somebody. I'm going to pick somebody. You ready? Okay, here we go. I psyched you out. I'm just about to do it. Here we go. Let's see what the prize is. Ready? Here we go. I love prizes. Make sure you're commenting. Oh, and the prize for today is going to be, oh my goodness, my husband's going to hate me for this one. It is the red tomato timer. It's a keepsake Dirty Lazy Keto tomato timer. I have it across the room. I'll go get it in a minute. It's so cute. It's kind of hard to ship though. I have to send it to you in a little box, so it makes it complicated. You got to wait in line and all that stuff. So I'm going to pick somebody from the comments to win a cute little timer. I know, right? And I can only do that in the U.S. I know, I'm so sorry. But my USPS only delivers to other USPS for a very small ransom. So I apologize for that. All you guys in Canada and England and Australia, I know there's a lot of you there. Talk to your people about reducing our shipping costs, and then I can send to you too. But the bottom line is, folks, with Dirty Lazy Keto, I know you have all the tools that you need to get back on track. I know that you can lose weight. I know you can keep it off. Transformation is possible. You just have to believe in yourself and just do it. Don't overthink it. So I know you can do it, you guys. Can I give you a round of applause? Did I do it in 15 minutes or less?